Today, I just wanted to go over the rest of the auto policy with you. On the last episode, we just specifically dealt with and underinsured. And this one, I just wanted to run through a couple of the other coverages for you. The first one we're going to talk about is bodily injury. And if you listen to us in the last episode, and underinsured, there's dollar amounts attached with that. So the state law minimum requirement in Arizona now is 25,000 per person or for one person, or $50,000 total incident. And what that means is if there's only one person that gets hurt, there's only up to $25,000 per coverage, or if there's multiple people, up to $50,000 total. Now, just keep in mind, $25,000 is not a lot of money. Okay, so that's why they call it the state minimum coverage. In order for you to be legal to drive, you have to carry that amount. If you have assets, if you have a home, things of that nature, you should be looking in the upwards of the 100,000/300,000 or above. Let's say you own a couple cars or you own a home, even if you have a mortgage on that house, same type of thing. So what it's referring to, that first number is going to be if there's one person hurt. Now, a majority of the accidents, there's going to be, typically there's only, a lot of single drivers in the cars. So there's only going to be one person hurt. So if you have 25, what they call 2550 or 5100 or 103, it's going to be that first number. So 25,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. Now, if there's multiple people hurt in the vehicle, that's when the second number comes into play, whether it be the 50, 100, or 3, kind of just the scenarios we went through there. So that's going to be what the insurance company is willing to pay if somebody else is hurt on an accident that we were at fault on, or one of our insureds is at fault. The second number that you're going to be looking at is what they call property damage. This is going to be how much damage is caused. This is a big one to watch out for. So in some states, there's even a $5,000 minimum property damage. In Arizona, it's $15,000. Now, I'm sure we've all seen these big fancy cars out there, or even if they're not fancy, the price of a new car these days is astronomical, right? So if we had the state minimum in Arizona is $15,000, is $15,000 really going to be enough if we got in a pretty decent accident? Is that going to be enough coverage to make sure we carry? That's what the insurance company is willing to pay, is up to, if you had the $15,000 coverage, is up to $15,000. Now, I'll see a lot of people that'll put, maybe $25,000, $50,000. $25,000 does not cover the price of a new car. Let's say the car's totaled. That's what we really have to look at when we look at property damage. If I'm in a one-car accident and the other vehicle's totaled, how much do I really need? Now, there is a cap on how much property damage you can get, just according to what your bodily injury is. So if your bodily injury is $25,000/$50,000, typically your cap is going to be that larger number. So for example, if you have 2550, the largest property damage you're going to be able to buy is $50,000. If we have 100,000 per person or 300,000 total incident bodily injury, typically the highest amount we're going to be able to buy is $300,000. Now, do we need to walk around with $500,000 worth of property damage? On most cases, no. But would it be good to have $100,000 or $50,000 worth of property damage? Absolutely, it would be. This is a big area where people, once again, we're trying to save a few dollars. So maybe we only take, we have 100,000, 300,000, but we only take, $50,000 worth of property damage. Your price point difference between 50 and 100 is not that expensive. So why wouldn't we take advantage of the full 100? This is an area, folks, where if you do skimp, yes, you might save on your monthly budget, but if you do have those bad areas or you have a bad day and get into an accident, this can be life-altering type of money that you might be obligated for because we tried to save $6 a month or $10 a month or whatever it may be. This could be life-altering money. So just something to keep in mind on that. The other parts of the auto policy kind of want to run through are deductibles. Collision deductible is going to be pretty simple. If you're in a collision, the deductible is to fix your car. Okay, so for example, if you have a $500 deductible and your bill was $8,000 to repair your car, you're going to be responsible for the first $500, and then the insurance company is responsible for the additional after that. Comprehensive deals with a lot of different things. So comprehensive can be a crack in the glass. It can be hail. It can be wind. Basically, everything else but collision is a comprehensive deductible. So, for example, if you have, let's say you hit a deer, okay, that wouldn't be a collision with another vehicle. It would be hitting an animal. So the deer is going to, to fix your car is going to be $8,000 again. If your comprehensive deductible is 500, then you're going to be responsible for the first five, and then the insurance company for the remainder of the 7,500 after that. There's also going to be a lot of other things in your insurance available on auto insurance. Towing and roadside assistance is going to be on there. That's typically pretty inexpensive. You're also going to have rental car reimbursement. Now, this is a confusing one for some people. It's reimbursement. I just want to make sure I point that out. So what it means is if you were in an accident and you needed a rental car, okay, and let's say it was your fault, they're going to pay for a rental car, and there's a dollar amount set next to that. So it can either be like 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, $100 per day. And typically every insurance company out there is going to be for 30 days. So for example, if yours is $50 per day up to 30 days or $1,500 max is how that's going to typically read, you can get a rental car up to that amount. Yes, you will pay for it. You submit the receipt and then you get reimbursed. Okay, so it is rental car reimbursement. A lot of the big one, like here in Arizona, another option is going to be is what they call safety glass waiver of deductible. Or so basically it's going to be instead of that because that would be a comprehensive claim. So let's say your comprehensive was $500. This endorsement will give you a waiver of the deductible. So basically you pay $0 for the glass. Another one that's going to be pretty common, like you see a lot, is what they call OEM replacement parts. So if you have a car typically that's 10 years or newer, and let's say it's a specialty type car and you want to make sure they put nothing but manufacturer parts, not aftermarket parts, back on the vehicle, that also is an endorsement that's called OEM endorsement. So that's what that's going to take of. You're also going to see things on there as well as medical payments. Those can range from anywhere from, typically $1,000 to $50,000. Those are quite expensive on the medical payment side. So just make sure you take a look at that in your policy. There's a lot of other things you can kind of dive into your auto policy with your agent, or you can give us a call here at our office, and we'd be more than happy to walk through all the different options you may have on the auto policy side. So I wanted to thank you for joining me on this episode of Doing Insurance Right. As always, if you could rate, review, or subscribe to whatever great podcasting platform you're listening to out there, whether it be Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, and all the other great ones, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.